everyone. Welcome to Gaming with a Dad. I'm the dad, Steve.
Who?
This is Zach, the gamer.
You use that controller, Steve. Thanks everybody for watching.
Oh yeah, it's amazing because that guy from Blur, I thought his career was over at one point, and he just got the comeback of the year.
Better than Masvidal?
Yeah, way better than Masvidal. This guy's career should have been over for sure. He committed the cardinal sin. He said something bad about the Beatles, and like that was it. People just stopped. And he was like, he dissed Oasis too, another band I really like.
Oasis?
Yeah.
Oh no, Stevie.
Yeah.
We gotta defend this guy. I'm gonna need some help over here.
Where you at?
I'm raining down hell, dude.
I'm bringing the madness. You don't like Oasis? What's wrong with Oasis, man?
No, it was just a joke.
Oh, it's not like I said Sugar Hill, who's also fire.
Or Nickelback. That's the really neat one.
Nickelback, man. You just get your wife ready, go to Olive Garden, listen to some Nickelback. That's a good evening right there.
I don't know.
Alanis Morissette's making a comeback, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, she's got a Broadway musical based on her album. Jagged Little
That's
Pill.
cool, actually.
Yeah. I didn't know it sold as well as it did. You were probably like 2 when that album came out.
Probably. I was probably literally not born. Did you die, dude?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, sorry. I could have jumped out of my back.
That's alright, man. I won't die as much once I have a chair with arms.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You know what Doc always says? Like, you need a chair with arms to really survive, like the Doc does. I've heard him say that on numerous occasions. Dude, I don't even know what's happening anymore. I'm just like firing.
I presume that's what.
That's just what my entire life is.
Hey, man, what's going on? So they put an $80 million hit out on our president, man.
On Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you kill the second in command of a country, I feel.
I feel like 80 million is kind of low, right?
Well, I mean, he can pay it off himself, I guess, right? So.
Yeah, Trump's like, I'll give you 81.
Yeah, literally just to spite you for the hell of it. Yeah, I mean, listen, what he did was clearly an awful move, but you know, I'm actually like, for once in like a long time, I'm actually like really afraid of the current geopolitical state because of it.
Oh yeah. It's nothing to scoff at.
You have more to lose than me, right?
It's nothing to scoff at, man. It's something to be wary of. I try not to be anxious, not in an apathetic way, because it's like, well, man, some things are definitely outside of my control, but it's nerve-wracking, right?
It is, yeah, for sure. And especially, I literally work in a government building, so.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the tension is high there.
We've all kind of avoided talking about it, but it's dude, I don't know, man. And did you see all the stuff he's been tweeting after recently too?
No, I cannot follow that man on Twitter.
Oh, it's hilarious, dude. I just flame him all the time. It's really funny. Like, he tweeted something along the lines of like, if they attack a asset, that then
oh yeah, I saw that.
We're gonna go after them, and this is the decree that I have to make to Congress legally on this social media. And I'm like, dude, what are you? That's literally not legal at all. Like, I actually had a really good tweet today. I'm like, hey guys, can we just remember that Trump Towers and foreign nations are not a U.S. interest? Like,
that's true.
Can we just remember that, please? That's the interest of a corporation and not the United States. Like,
I mean, the crazy thing is, his apologists are just going down in flames with him. I can't deal with him. I can't.
Let's get this out of the way. Steve has kids, so it tends to make you significantly more conservative. I don't know if that happened with you, but I'm assuming it did. I am fairly down the middle. I'm definitely not liberal at all, but I'm probably more conservative than I am anything. But Steve is the more conservative one in this conversation. Just wanted to kind of get that out there.
Yeah, but if anyone asked me, I would say I was definitely more of a classical conservative in regards to, knowing and respecting the freedoms of Americans, et cetera, But that doesn't mean you have to be an ass, right? So yeah. I believe in consistency and being able to remain consistent. And what I see from the Conservative Party, those that have aligned themselves with the current administration, you're never going to really be able to lean on conservative values ever again. Not just because of this guy's behavior, but just because of your own behavior, right? You you can't say we are the moral representation of what's right in this country, and I've never really believed that either. And then back this guy. You have to be willing to say to him, you're wrong. And it's funny because I can say this in all confidence. So I was listening to I watch CNN and I watch Fox News and I watch OAN and I watch MSNBC because somewhere in between those spectrums, there's usually truth. Right, where you kind of do a compare and contrast.
Well, you have to go through all of them though to get somewhere near the truth.
Yes, and then do your own research and make sure you're not in the wrong place, which we won't mention on this channel. But Don Lemon, who is never partial, and he will always say he's not bipartisan or impartial when it comes to this subject. He actually said something that I respect him for saying. He's like, if Trump ever got up there and just talked about the state of the economy
Has he ever done a State of the Union?
Yes, I believe so. But if he ever got up there and just talked about the state of the economy and the workforce and just that stuff, he was like, man, people would vote for him in a landslide. He's like, it's not what he's doing, like policy-wise, that kills him. It's his mouth.
It is.
And you could definitely pick policies that are unpopular, and I can name a few, and I'm not going to because this is not what that channel is about. But that's for talking with a dad. But yeah. I don't like people living in anxiety, and that's where he's got us right now, bro. So,
yeah, it is for sure. It's definitely a weird one. I don't, my issue with Trump more so, other than the fact that I just think he's a complete moron. Is
ass.
An ass works, but I just think he's genuinely not a smart person. And I could just see that in the way that he speaks and the way that he writes. He speaks like a third grader, right? He kind of gets into that word salad thing.
Yeah.
Is the fact that everything he does at one point said that another president was going to do to get reelected, to gain popular vote, to do a number of things. And he is constantly doing those things and then not seeing fault with it. And then constantly going back to the fact that, Hillary did this or Hillary did that or Obama did this or Obama did that. I'm like, dude, it's been 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're the only person in this role now for a significant enough time to where that, the things that you do now take effect, right? Because your first year or two as a president, you're still kind of dealing with the ending tails policy of the previous president, the previous person that was there, but now like his stuff is taking effect and nothing is changing or nothing is doing any different. So it's interesting to see him employing the tactics that he thought past presidents were going to do, and past presidents have done to get reelected in crunch time, right?
Yeah.
What, 2 months until campaign trail really starts, and 6 months until like we're really started, right?
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to see that he pretty much goes back on literally everything.
Well, I mean, that's what happens with a two-party system, right? So there's the formula, you follow the formula, and that's what we stick to. And it's interesting because I was watching some other stuff today, and I just try to be as pragmatic about these subjects. So for me, the environment's is a huge issue, but not to the point of being delirious, right? Like, something's got to be done. We know that factually that something has to be done, and that should be, bar none, our first that should be the major priority. It's preserving the earth for future generations. You can't even start with capitalism until you address that. Like, there's no way we can even pursue happiness or capitalism if there's no planet to do it on. Secondly, you just got to get to the point where you realize the two-party system is broken, and it's now officially showing its corruption, dude.
Yeah, it really is.
Identity politics are at a high. You know what I'm saying? I can't even say half the things that I've said to you in private about the way they panter for certain community votes, and they've just abused those votes years and years again. And I'm talking about both sides of the party, one in particular, but it's like, make them earn your vote. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, don't just vote party line because it's like, well, this is what we've done traditionally. Make them earn your make them earn your vote. And I mean that for religious groups and racial.
Yeah. So, do you know who is actually doing that? And it fucking hurts me to say.
Who's
Bernie's doing that.
Hey, I can't get through this door, man, that you ran through.
Well, that sucks.
That's weird.
Where'd you go?
I'm stuck at that door you just ran through.
Let me see. Right here?
Yeah. What'd you just slide? Is that what you did? Yeah. No, I jumped.
Come on.
Look, it won't let me through.
Crouch? Crouch and walk through it? Not backwards? You're going the wrong way. There you go. Here we go.
Ah, thank you.